welcome. I feel welcome to you. Yeah, after all of that. Well, welcome to Unity on this beautiful Sunday morning. I'm Libby Robold, and it's a pleasure to be worship assistant this morning. And we'd like to start our morning with an opening prayer. So I invite you to close your eyes and be present in this moment now. And in the presence of loving Spirit, may the promise of this morning bring us hope and courage. May the promise of this morning bring us joy and appreciation. And may the promise of this new morning and our time together bring us into a deeper connection and loving fellowship. And may the promise of this fresh morning open us to the healing power within, that we might manifest healing through our words and hearts to one another and throughout our actions for our human family, our earth home, and our planet. So manifesting good through intention and this Christ consciousness, might we affirm together. Amen. Amen. And so it is. Let's take a moment now to say our affirmation this morning, which is on your screen. So together, in the light of spiritual understanding, I behold divinity within all beings.
If you'd like to stand, we will sing God You Are.
Summer really makes you feel God presence, doesn't it? What a beautiful time. We cherish every moment, all of us, right? Especially here in northern Michigan. We have a few announcements this morning. Well, maybe quite a few. Our July guest speakers, of course, today is Reverend Kit Holmes. Kit will also be joining us on July 23rd and on July 16th. We're blessed to have back Reverend Jack Harnish. Always a fascinating message. And we'll finish off the month with our own minister of record, Reverend Judy Grimes, on the 30th. The grief group that you've been hearing about, just a reminder that the first grief group will be held today following fellowship. So see Vicki Green if you have any questions. And Vicki, there she is. Okay. We have an exciting membership pathway class coming up, and for anyone wishing to become a minister of our Unity of Traversy here, or just wanting to learn more about our history, the beliefs, the principles, you're invited to join a 3-part membership class which starts next Sunday. That would be July 16th, and classes will also be held on the 23rd and 30th. Classes will begin sharp at 12:15 following fellowship and will last about 60 to 90 minutes. A welcoming ceremony will be held for all new members during a Sunday service in August when they complete. A sign-up sheet is in the lobby on the table just past the library. And if you have any questions, you can see Bob White, who isn't here this morning, home with his wife Lori, recuperating. We're sending her lots of love and good wishes. Things are going well. I talked to Bob this morning, and I guess she's a little cantankerous and a little feisty. And I talked to her on the phone, and she said, my stubbornness has gotten me where I am. So I expect a speedy recovery. And there's information you've been hearing about the Prosperity 3 class coming up, and Kit will be sharing about that when she makes her way up to the podium today. Let her share that information. Julie, I think you're here. Julie J. Yeah, Julie, do you want to say anything real quickly about your meditation before the sound meditation? Do you want to just quickly invite people to that?
Yeah, we have a sound bath meditation. It's out in the amphitheater now, and you can come anytime. You're not going to disturb anybody. And we just sit on the rocks, so if you want to bring a cushion or a blanket, you're welcome to do that, or cut a yoga mat in half, whatever. And we just have we start with a century, and then have some music, and then maybe a little quiet time, and then from here. So it's from 10 to 10:20, 10:25.
Thank you.
Yeah, Sunday mornings come to church.
Yeah.
Worship.
And thank you very much. And Marty, the barbershop thing, when is that happening? It already happened. I've been gone. Yeah, that's always an exciting event. All right, so moving on, we have Molly here this morning, Bell from our board to give a board minute.
So I don't know how many of you have checked your emails already this morning, but Libby was up bright and early sending out an email for the board president's letter for the month, and she pretty much covered everything I was going to say today. So I really just kind of wanted to say, go home and read your email and you'll be all caught up. but I did want to add a couple of things. So Libby mentioned that the Spiritual Enrichment and Education Committee has been reformed and is hard at work planning lots of activities for everybody. But I did want to mention, she said that the committee is Vicki, Jill, Sophia, and myself, and I wanted to add also, it's Ann Reed and Kate Bear. So all 5 of us are working hard to plan activities for the whole congregation, and if any of you have ideas, please let us know. The second thing that I wanted to mention is that we're looking for volunteers to help count the tithe and love offerings after the Sunday service. So if any of you are interested in helping with that, maybe once a month, let us know and we'll get you on the schedule. We need 2 people every Sunday to count money, and so we have a board member every Sunday, and then if we could get a congregant to help us with that, that would be great. The third thing is, Libby mentioned this in her president's letter, but we're updating the amphitheater, putting electricity out there, and we've got an electrician to do the work, but we need someone to dig a trench to bury the line. So if anybody knows anybody who could dig a trench for us, let us know, because we're in the works of getting that done. And finally, I just wanted to say, if you aren't getting the newsletters or emails or communications from the church, please get your name on the email list so that we can make sure that you're getting all of our communications and you're all up to date. And with all of that, go home and read your email and you'll know everything you need to know. Okay?
Molly, you know how to cover a lot of territory in a short period of time. Let's sing.
You can remain seated for this. Come into the silence. Come into the silence, rest for a while, release all the cares of your day. Come into the silence, quiet your mind, Spirit has something to say. If you will trust the Lord to guide you, trust the Lord beside you, be not afraid to let go. Spirit will befriend you, Spirit is within you, Spirit is a love you know. Come into the silence, rest for a while, release all the cares of your day. Come into the silence, quiet your mind, Spirit has something to say. Spirit has something to say.
And might we let this beautiful song take us in the direction of our meditation this morning. And for our morning meditation, let's travel to the ancient wisdom of India. Vedic wisdom, which means Veda means knowledge, has such a great depth of wisdom in it. It's so primal that it permeates consciousness. And so let's also go to the language of yoga, the language of Sanskrit, a language used for ceremonies, and a language used by bhakti yogis. So if you go to Unity, you're a bhakti yogi. If you're a Catholic, you're a bhakti yogi. If you're a Presbyterian, you're a bhakti yogi. Bhakti yogi is the devotion to the divine or God. So yoga, like unity, means union, oneness, or as I always like to say, bringing together that which was never really apart to begin with. And interestingly enough about Sanskrit, the first 17 sounds of Sanskrit are the first 17 sounds a baby utters. So if you hear words in Sanskrit, it's so primal that your body understands the words, whether you do or not. So, for instance, the word Om Shanti means peace. And whether you know that means peace or not, if you hear Om Shanti, your body knows it means peace. So with that understanding, and knowing that our founder, Charles Fillmore, studied Eastern thought, which is woven into unity principles, so today we're going to take a unique practice called the I Am meditation. Or the yogic meditation piece of it is the Sanskrit sound Sat Nam, spelled S-A-T-N-A-M, but pronounced Sat Nam. Both I am and Sat Nam mean my true essence of divinity, my true nature. So what I would like for you to do as we enter this precious practice is to find your pulse. I'd like you to take your right hand and put it on your wrist, your left wrist, and find your pulse, or in your neck area, so that you can find that thump thump, thump, thump. And with that, take the sound of either I am, and as you take it, you're going to go inside when we go into silence. And every time you hear that pulse, you're going to say, I am, I am. Or you can say, Sat Nam, Sat Nam. It's an amazing practice, nourishing and soothing and calming. Let's find out. So find your pulse and close your eyes. First experience the still place inside. And maybe you'll say, I am, and maybe you'll say, I am prosperous, I am healing, I am hopeful. Or just say, I am, or Sat Nam, Sat Nam. And let it just incorporate everything you need to say. So let's move into the silence now and take either your I am, or Sat Nam with your pulse. I have come into the silence and rested for a while. And when I say I am, or Sat Nam, my true essence connects me to the Christ consciousness. I realize I am one with myself, my loved ones, my neighbors, my world. I am the beat of life, and in that knowing, all my guidance will come to me through me. I accept the gift of knowledge, the spiritual knowings from God the Good. I may not have answers now, but I can trust they will come in time. And so it is. Amen.
Words give us poems, lyrics and rhymes, novels and lines from a play. On rocks and on pages, all through the ages, we've tried to express the same way. Words are the seeds that made you and me, and gave us our nights and our days. So I carefully, consciously, willingly, thoughtfully, lovingly choose what I say. Some words are diamonds like wisdom and love, integrity, courage and trust. But if we should give them the folks who don't live them, their meaning scatters like dust. Words are the seeds that made you and me, and gave us our nights and our days. So I carefully, consciously, willingly, thoughtfully, lovingly choose what I say. Words are the weapons that fire the first shot in all the wars ever begun. We check off our lists, clash with our fists, when we ought to be holding our tongues. Words are the engines that move us through life, holding us safe on the tracks. From station to station, each destination gives us strength to let go of the past. Words are the seed that made you and me, and gave us our nights and our days. So I carefully, consciously, willingly, thoughtfully, lovingly choose what I say. Words of advice, patient and nice. The world wasn't made in a day. Unless you're into metaphysics and there is no time and space and there is no here or there or whenever. So carefully, consciously, willingly, thoughtfully, lovingly choose what you say. Thank you, Libby, for that beautiful meditation and prayer this morning. Good morning, everyone. The I am. That's powerful stuff. We are discussing, or I'm going to present to you, the power of the Word today. We hear often, we've heard often, probably many of us heard it many, many times. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. That's some pretty powerful stuff. It was called the all of the all of the all, was called into being by that thing that created the all of the all. It called it from itself, the infinite presence. That power and the presence that is the all of the all, but is not absorbed by itself. That's that's heady stuff. That's a big thing to wrap our heads around, right? But I'm gonna break it down a little bit, try to simplify it a little bit this morning about that very, very thing. We hear about the Word, we hear about a certain version of the Word, and what I like to say about that is that the word in that whole phrase right there, whoever wrote that had a really good publicist. Because, why I say that is because every faith tradition, and just in the North American indigenous circles, every faith tradition has its own creation story. Has its own version of a creation story. Hindu, Buddhist, indigenous from all over the planet, of how we came to be as humans, how we became as a species, how we became to try to figure out, as we have always been doing, what put us here. What created all of this. The Word was the action step. It was the idea behind it that gives it the oomph. So when we're talking about the I am, in most cases we are speaking about, usually unconsciously, claiming, because the words I am, the Satnam is the I am, I'm claiming this. This is the truth of who I am. So if we find ourselves, or I hope we find ourselves, stopping throughout the course of our day to check in to say, what is it that I am claiming about myself? What am I saying I am too? I'm sick of my job. I'm sick and tired of being sick. I hate fill in the blank. I hate it when such and such and such happens. I hate it when so-and-so so-and-so says this, does that, acts that way. Every single one of those is putting back into my experience, most of the time, things we do not want to experience. I see some nodding heads. You're with me. Thank you. So words are the seeds that made you and me. In the beginning, the seed was the Word. The thing, there it was. It gave us our nights and our days. In the beginning, there was darkness across the face of the earth, and then said, the Word was, let there be light. There was light. Now we have contrast. I carefully, consciously, willingly, thoughtfully, lovingly choose what I say. It seems like it's going to take me a long time to get the word out if I willingly, consciously, lovingly, all those things. And that's a good idea. Because what it means is that I have to step back from just blurting out the reaction that I would like to blurt out. But what I also know is not usually very helpful to the situation. Boy, it's busy this morning. It is the end of Cherry Festival. Yes. So I had an experience this week with someone that I've known for a while, who is very deep into spiritual practice and very conscious, lots of consciousness practice. And this is somebody that I pray with regularly. And we were on our regular call on Friday. And the beauty of this, in Science of Mind, Religious Science, or Centers for Spiritual Living, a licensed religious science practitioner, which is what I was before I became a licensed minister, it was a prerequisite to becoming a minister, is basically the equivalent of a licensed unity teacher. So that'll give you an idea of a level of scope and consciousness and study, and there's a lot of it. And so this person is very conscious and very aware. But that thing called fear and a core belief of separation or lack or limitation got triggered in her recently, and actually the last few weeks. We tend to do that. We have an emotional response to a trigger, usually that puts us in that place of saying, I don't have. I am broke. I am unhealthy. I'm having a health issue. They are the facts of experience. The amount of money in my bank account is a fact. It's a fact of here I can look at it, I can look at my state and say, here is how much money I have in the bank right now. The spiritual truth of that is my bank balance does not define who I am as a divine expression of the One. It is a fact of human experience. But if I let that define me, and I keep calling out to it saying, I don't have, I don't have, I need, I don't have, I continue to call in the energy and align myself with that thing that I don't want. But this is the truth. We hear ourselves say, but this is my bank balance. This is the condition of my health. This is what my doctor told me my condition was. But what do I call myself? What do I know about myself? What do I practice knowing about myself? Yes, there is a physical condition that a doctor said, based on their experience and science and all these other things, can say, this is what we're pretty sure you have. This is your medical condition. But the truth is, my spiritual being, my whole God self is perfect, aligned, balanced. At the core of my being, that is the truth of who I am. There is a perfection in every part of me. So, when I get a diagnosis, when I'm not feeling bad, the practice in our consciousness, in this study, in New Thought, in metaphysics, in quantum physics is, as Ernest Holmes, the founder of Science of Mind, said, turn entirely away from the condition in your prayer. It doesn't mean ignore fact. What it means is do not let the fact define going forward. Does that make sense? Okay. So, when I was diagnosed with breast cancer, it was a condition. It was a condition of circumstances, of consciousness, of body, mind. It was my being that was out of balance and had been out of balance for a long time. Primarily through, and this was my experience with it, my consciousness around this that I got through meditation, through insight, through intuition, was the toxic thoughts, the stuffing of emotion, of not being expressing emotion throughout my life. And it was a cumulative effect over the years. And most of you, as I know, do the mind-body connection things and chakras and where energy lies and where it gets stuck and all these things. And what I knew in that diagnosis was very, very quickly after was, okay, isn't this a cool thing I just got informed about? Not. And it dropped in and said, accumulation of toxic thought, of a lifetime of undealt with stress, of a mindset of perfectionism that can never be achieved. There's a stack and a stack and a stack and a stack and all these things that came around to a tumor being lodged in the left side of my body close to my heart. And I see the nodding heads. I've talked about this before. It was clear as day to me that it was on the left side and it was right here. Because my heart, I had, with all of my intelligence, I think my intelligence was, I'm protecting myself. And if I pull in and I don't deal with my emotions and I'm nice and I'm a good girl and I do what everybody else, if I don't rock the boat, people will love me. But I was claiming all of that, giving my power away, not claiming the I am of the divinity that I am. Until I began to learn, and I got that message, and it landed so solidly. So solidly. It's a defense mass around my heart, basically. If you're familiar, and I've referenced this book before because I read it, I bookmark it, it's dog-eared and other things, Carolyn Mace's Anatomy of the Spirit. How many of you are familiar with that book? Yes, you know what I'm talking about. The 7 chakras, the sacraments, and the Christian sacraments, and from the Kabbalah, the tree of life, the other areas, and how they're all related. I am is a really, really powerful statement. When we are faced with something that knocks us out of our comfort zone, that is moving us into a next level of understanding that we are indeed divine beings, the first thing we want to do is our nervous system wants to respond and pull in and tighten up and all those things and say, I got to fix it, I got to do this, I got to do that, and got to do that. And here's the thing. As divine beings, we are built to evolve. We are always being nudged by Spirit to grow, to be more of itself, to express more of it. But that pesky little human side of us says, but change is scary. And if I'm having these thoughts that don't agree with the people that say they love me, they're not going to love me anymore. And then I'm going to be alone, and I'm going to be separate, and I'm going to be all these things. Right? It is the human condition. This is where affirmations, that thing called affirmations, the sometimes acting as if, when you don't yet believe it, Because here's the thing, the I am we got initially was, we knew, as Lib said in her meditation prayer, we knew coming in that we had a solid, unbreakable connection with our source. And those that love us, that were our caregivers, that were our teachers, our parents, whatever it was, were doing the best they could, given what they were given and what they were told. But a lot of that was really not the best thing for us. And we took on the belief, the I am, the true I am, got kind of stuck back to the side, like, okay, I'm divine and I'm precious and all that stuff, but I'm not getting the experience of that from the people around me. And what? We depend on them for our very existence. Food, shelter, clothing. So, yeah, human survival, we got to survive. So we'd say, oh, well, okay, maybe they're right. Maybe I am stupid. Maybe I am slow. Maybe I put my head in the clouds all day long. Maybe I can't sing. Maybe fill in the blank. And we repeat it, and we repeat it, and we repeat it until it becomes embedded in our subconscious. And so I'm going to go back to the story of my friend. Was when I talked this week, there were 3 areas of her life that needed some attention. And she knew it, and she was on the right track, and she had the thread of it. But that other thing was rising, taking over and saying, and I heard her claiming this, and I was like, okay, I'm going to back you up a minute, sweetie. Because you just claimed, oh, I don't know how I did it, but I managed to pay my rent in June, and verbatim, but I don't have my rent for July and August. And I said, the power of the word here. And what I got to with that was able to pull it apart and remind her was, yes, the words are important, but the idea and the belief behind it is what the law, spiritual law, the neutral law hears. So even though she was affirming, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, there was a contradictory word and a contradictory belief to what she truly wanted. So I talk about this all the time with spiritual law. Spiritual law is neutral. It does not judge. We hear that in the scripture. The rain falls on the just and the unjust equally. Levels the playing field. The law is not testing us. It is not challenging us to be a better person. It is simply providing information, neutral information, showing us where we are off course. Period. So that's the relief. That is the I am part of this, where we can say in our affirmations, I am divine. And our nervous system goes, oh, somebody's going to strike you with lightning if you say that. No. Our relationship with the God of our understanding is ours and ours alone. I can say I am love. This was a huge thing for me a number of years ago to learn. An affirmation. I am loving. I am loved. I am love. It was a powerful shift. It was a powerful shift for me. When everything looks like it's going sideways, circumstances, conditions, and appearances go sideways, the first place I lean into is now my mantra. Yes, I am loving, I am loved, I am love. But God is in this too. That is my current top, at the top of the hit list. My top 10 mantra. God is in this too. And what that does immediately is it takes me out of the I am a victim. It takes me out of this. This is happening to me, and it shouldn't be happening to me, and it's awful, and it's terrible, and it's... No. I stop the thought and I say, okay, God is in this too. I'm still breathing. I still have a heartbeat. My eyes are open. I am on this planet right here and right now for some greater purpose than to sit here and give myself a pity party all day long. I can give myself a pity party for about this long, and then I let it go. And it's okay to do that. So I reminded my friend, God is in this too, and the law does not hear, it hears the words, but what it hears is the vibration of the belief behind them. How many of you are familiar, I don't know how many years ago now, the movie The Secret came out? Yeah. I have a love-hate relationship with that franchise, as it were. It did a lot of good to bring consciousness into a greater public awareness. That I give it credit for. The problem with it is that it became this, all you have to do is say your word, say your word, say your word, say it over and over and over again, and stuff will happen, and you'll get the new sport car, and you'll get the new love in your life, and you'll get your new house, and you'll do all of these things. What it didn't do well was address the parts of us that have to change the I am within us. Affirmations, absolutely, and I think maybe probably all of you had this experience, and I have well. You can, just out of sheer will and repetition, manifest things. It's absolutely doable. And the example I like is, you want that new sports car. Okay, I am prosperous, I am this, I am this, I am this. I have that car, I have that car, I have that car, I have that car. And the law is here, and you say, okay, you have that car. And eventually, if you did it often enough and you ended up with that car, and then you find out you're still not happy. And it didn't fill the void. And what the universe, the whole time, yes, the neutral law, but there is also within us a divine pattern for our highest and best expression. Meaning, there's probably a really good, better reason for you to not have that car. So if you think about it, you take it down to the next level. It's like, well, why do you want that car? Well, I want to feel the wind in my hair on a sunny day driving through the tunnel of trees or whatever it is. Well, you can also have the wind in your hair on a beautiful sunny day riding a bike. Right? So what is it under that that says that sports car is going to make my life complete? And if we go next level, next level, next level, next level, and keep pulling it apart, what we get down to probably around that is the belief is, I really hate my job, and I just want to feel freedom. Maybe some of you have experienced this with your affirmations of things like a sports car or the perfect job or the perfect mate. And you get underneath all of that, underneath all of that, underneath all of that. And suddenly, when you're manifesting some things, everything else in your life is falling apart. Has anybody else had that experience? I see some nodding heads, and it's okay if you don't raise your hands. So here's my take on that. That divine pattern was operating in the background, so the core belief that your vibration was sending out to the law, to the universe was, I really hate my job and I want to be free, but I'm thinking that winning the lottery and having a sports car is going to fix everything. What the law heard was, I want freedom. And so while you're doing all this manifesting, and maybe you're manifesting parking spots and other things, you're like, wow, look at that, cool, and this thing was on sale today, and yes, look at I got going on, and you get the phone call or the email that says, we're laying your whole division off from the company. It's like, well, what just happened? I was manifesting, and I just lost my job. Well, what the universe heard in your I am, your deepest I am, was, I want to be free. I hate my job. I see some nodding and some makings of sense. So, all this is to say, the most important thing in this practice, this is what we teach all the time, is self-awareness. What am I thinking at any given time during the day? What am I claiming with my I am? My dear friend that I prayed with on Friday was the easiest thing was she had a physical discomfort, ailment kind of thing, and she explained that she'd had the same condition years before, had done her prayer work, had done her consciousness work, had done all kinds of stuff, and it went away. And I claim it for myself too. We seem to have this certain kind of amnesia when we change the conditions of our lives and we heal things, and we forget that we have the power to do it. And she was right back in that place of saying, well, and describe to me all the ways that she had engaged with so that the condition went away in the past, and now it was back. And my simple logical question was, what are you doing now? Now that it's come back, it seems to me you'd want to use the same process you used the last time to make the condition go away. And there was another part of this around a relationship, and around this prayer, around this relationship, and the I am, the deepest I am part of her was that place of saying, I don't deserve to be with someone who is kind, intelligent, spiritually grounded, etc., etc., etc. And I simply reminded her that place of you as a divine being, your I am at the core is absolutely worthy. You just don't believe it yet. And so when I talk about the law, it doesn't test us. What we keep getting is we get the same opportunities to change how we see ourselves, to change how we speak about ourselves, the importance of how we speak about ourselves. It's great to not be judgmental and, that person, kind of thing. But I'm really spiritual and I'm not going to say it, but I'm still thinking it, I'm still feeling it. And it's being aware, what is it in me that is getting triggered here? What belief am I holding about myself, about my own I am, that is being reflected to me by that person who is pushing every one of my dang buttons? That is the question that brings growth and healing. Not the pointing of the fingers, because this is that kid thing, you're pointing your finger, there's one pointing out, three pointing back at you. Right? Not a gun. No. But you know what I'm saying? It is a reflection. We are getting that reflection in every moment of what our I am truly is. Our circumstances, our conditions, the appearances and the experiences that we are having in life right this minute is an absolute reflection of what it is we believe about ourselves. Whether it is lack, whether it is poverty, whether it is not vibrant health, whether it is really rocky relationships, or an inability to whatever it might be. And please hear me when I say that we are not... I didn't consciously, somewhere in the consciousness, this is what I'm going to call metaphysical malpractice. Do not ever say to anyone, well, what was in your consciousness that causes you to have that? It's a reflection of things. And God is in it too. And there is a divine pattern for your life on this planet. So there's a few things going on at the same time. And the most effective way to deal with that is to carefully, consciously, willingly, lovingly choose what you say. Namaste. Thank you. Thank you, Libby. So, the prosperity class that is starting on July 27th. It's Thursday evenings. It's on Zoom. Gives you the opportunity to be wherever you want to be in the world. If you're traveling, if you're vacationing, though why would you leave this? I don't know. Has anybody, there was a link that was put up last week. Did anybody go to that link yet? Okay, thank you, Brooke, and thank you, Ann. Wrong link, you got your materials. Okay, so look on, Meg is putting up on the website, corrected, I realized yesterday, was like, oh, that's not how that's going to work. So all of the correct link, and I don't think the slides are this week, but I think it's going out in an email. Is that right? Meg said it's going out in an email this week. So I encourage you. Everything that I was talking about today is exactly what this class is about. It's getting to the underside of the beliefs that keep us stuck, that keep us in lack and limitation, that keep us in those places of where we're not having fulfilling relationships, or we're not doing the work that we think we're supposed to be doing in the world, or we are having financial issues. Okay? It's called Prosperity Plus. Yes, it is a tithing program. It's a 7-week experiment, that's what we like to call it, of seeing if you can prove to yourself that these principles work, and I know that they do. But it's called Full Spectrum Wealth, because we're going to look at and work with health, relationships, our work in the world, and this place of our creative expression. So the 4 pillars of our life, to balance those. It's doable, it's possible. I've done it, I've taught it many times, I've been through it. I'm a regular tither, I swear by it. If the word scares the bejesus out of you, there's probably some things that need to be healed around that. And we will do that. We'll do that. But I'm inviting you. There's no fee, registration fee for the class, but the materials, the digital materials, are $39. I don't get any of that, but your tithes support the church and support me facilitating this program. It's a 7-week commitment. That's what I can tell you about it now. But if you are feeling anywhere like maybe this might resonate with me, what you get with me on Sunday morning, you get more of in the class. And we can go deep diving, and you get to ask questions, and we get to have these great discussions about moving our consciousness in the direction of being those greater, more expansive expressions of the divine. So thank you for reminding me, Libby, to do that. Please look for that email, and stuff will be on the website. Just so you know, we will leave registration open for the 2nd week of the class, and after that we close it, because this is a build upon lesson. Okay. Bless you all again. Thank you again, Libby, and I'm going to go sing.
Thank you, Kit. Wonderful message. Aren't we blessed in so many ways? And that brings us to our prosperity time here at Unity. It is our time of offering, and invite you to take any gifts that you might be sharing monetarily this morning, or by check, or what have you. Hold it in your hand. Some of you give through other means, through your credit card, but hold it in your hand and bless the gifts that you are giving. Some of us are giving with our time and talent. So it's a time that we know that we're celebrating all the gifts that we give to this ministry. We know that we are so blessed to live in the light of abundance. It is there for the taking. It is there for receiving and giving. And we're deeply grateful for all that's been given and for all that is yet to come. So we embrace the good that God provides for us with joy and thanksgiving. And on our screen, may we say together our prosperity blessing words together. God is my unfailing source. I stand steady and sure in the face of uncertainty, confident that divine ideas will assure my prosperity. And so it is.
All right, so you get to sing. We're going to do a call and response on the song, and all you have to do is repeat after me. Okay, here we go. I am whole. I am whole. I am healthy. I am wealthy. I am wise, and I am lovable. So lovable. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. I am whole. I am healthy. I am wealthy. I am wise. And I am capable. So capable. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. I am whole. I am healthy. I am wealthy. I am wise. And I am beautiful. So beautiful. Why did everybody get quiet on beautiful? We're talking about the I am here. Y'all are gorgeous. Let's try that again. I am whole. I am healthy. I am wealthy. I am wise. And I am beautiful. Thank you. I am beautiful. Yes, I am. We are whole. We are healthy. We are wealthy. We are wise. And we are wonderful. So wonderful. Yes, we are. We are whole. We are healthy. We are wealthy. We are wise. And we are powerful. So powerful. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. Yes, we are.
That was fun. Okay, we invite you to come to standing and let's make our unity circle. And while we're circling around, is there anyone here today that's here for the first time? Welcome, welcome. There's a packet of information that's available if you would like to have it as you leave the sanctuary. The ushers will have that for you. And we hope you'll join us at the other side of the building for refreshments and conversation and fellowship afterwards. I want to also give a thanks to our prayer chaplains who are here, and one will be here in the sanctuary and one in the hallway if you'd like some personal prayer support today. And who's on duty today? Our prayer chaplains. Jill and Miriam, there they are. They are beautiful. They are beautiful. Yeah. Yeah. And so we like to come together here in the circle to sort of bring closure to our service, and I'd like to take a moment to bring to mind the people in your heart, in your life, that might need love, support, guidance, or healing. Maybe it's a cause that you're passionate about, whatever it is. With your heart, speak with a whisper. Put them into the circle now. Do that now. And we know that these wonderful beings, these wonderful causes, Spirit is there. We let it go and let it evolve to its highest place. We know that every time we come together in consciousness, we raise our own consciousness, and we raise the consciousness of many beings simultaneously. And might we take a moment to have a closing prayer? May the words of our mouths and the meditation of our hearts be acceptable in thy sight, O gracious God, our source, our guide. And might we invite ourselves to take the day's learnings and activate them in our life. And together, let's say our prayer of protection. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. And the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Our peace song.